This story never truly ends. That's how, that's what they decide to leave you on. And that is the way that it has been left for the past 7 years now, since this game released in 2015. So, so yeah, about that. Completed chapter 12. Oh, I got some stuff from the Vita. Yep. That's how Xenoblade Chronicles X ends. Anyway, almost true form. However you felt upon seeing the real me, I won't pry for now. But if you're not opposed to adventuring with me in my true form, I'd be happy to oblige. It's entirely up to you. Well, where to next? The planet is still bound with mystery. So yeah, now in the settings, you can change Elma between her true appearance and her Mimia's own appearance. Whenever you feel like it. Great Blades reward. You've carved your name into Blade history, so I've raided some special missions that'll make earning money, experience, and BP a lot easier. You can accept them at the network terminal in the barracks, so don't miss out. So that's something that is really handy after completing the game. But that's it. That's it. Segment in the Blade Barracks has been updated. Oh, there's some new affinity missions and stuff. Then and now. And to serve Nippon. But yeah, that's the story of Xenoblade Chronicles X, basically. So, like I was saying, when it came to unanswered questions of this game, the biggest mystery about this game is, what is this planet? That's, hey, they were easing into a freaking Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I guess, is what was going on. But anyway, the biggest mystery of Xenoblade Chronicles X is, what is this planet? There are so many weird mysteries about this planet. For one, it seems like a lot of different alien races find themselves here against their will. Like, first and foremost, like, I believe there are some humans here that say, like, oh yes, the white whale, it was caught in, like, a bright flash of light, and then all of a sudden we found ourselves on Mira. I don't believe the Manon can leave. I think they said something about not being able to leave at one point. I don't think we saw it in this playthrough, but there's something about that. There's the whole side quest with Professor B, where he's like the guy who's from the future and whatnot, and he built a time machine, and it's meant to be like a Back to the Future reference. We did his whole side quest chain. And when he tries to time travel to the far future, something stops him, and he crashes back on Mira again. And he's like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? What's going on with that? Yeah, we can talk a little bit about some of those theories there, but when it came to that one Professor B mission, apparently he tried to, like, time travel far to the future, and something stopped him, and he crashed back on Mira again. So you help him out again, and he's like, that's strange, that shouldn't have gone wrong, it's basically impossible. Alright, let's change my time machine to figure out what went wrong and what's going on with this planet. And after he augments his machine to find out what the planet is, he starts getting some data, and he's like, no, that can't be, it's impossible. And all of a sudden, like, his machine explodes, it takes itself out, and he's like, what the heck is going on? It's like someone or something doesn't want us knowing what the planet is. So, like, whenever anybody seems to start coming close to the answers of what the planet of Mira truly is, the planet or some sort of entity blocks them from doing it. It hides the truth from them. Or the Ganglion found themselves trapped on Mira as well. Like, during one of the story cutscenes, I remember I think it was, what was her name? That one bitch that was like the chapter 4 boss or whatever the heck. I don't remember what her name was, but she was talking to Luxar, and she was like, ever since we got caught in like that flash of light and found ourselves on Mira, we haven't been able to leave here, and trapped on the same planet as those Earth scum. It's almost as if we were dead or something. So it seems like every alien race that finds itself on Mira is trapped here and cannot escape. And anybody that seems to come close to finding out the truth of what Mira is, like, it's blocked. They're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to leave, whether that be through the atmosphere or through time travel. You're not allowed to find out what the planet is. The planet will stop you from finding the answers. And there's a lot of weird, mysterious things about this planet as well. Like the fact that all the different races understand one another. Like, I believe it was in chapter 6 that Lynn was like, oh, that's strange that everyone else seems to be speaking English like Tatsu. And Ellen was like, oh, that might not be the case. Tatsu, what language are we speaking right now? And Tatsu is like, well, Friend's speaking Nippon. And Friend's Nippon is really quite good indeed when, what all of us are hearing are, whatever language you're playing the game in, I guess. But, you know, our own language, essentially. So there's something about the planet as well that's auto-translating the languages of every person who's here into, like, the language understood by the other races, as if they're speaking one another's languages when they're not. Like, Luxor would not have been speaking English there, he would have been speaking some other language, but, the planet, for some reason, somehow, will be auto-translating it for everybody. So that's pretty strange there. I've never seen it myself, but I think I've heard online that apparently there's like some side quest or some dialogue that you can get from L, who you know, runs the shop out here. He's Mr. Blue Dudo, where apparently he implies that he was like sent by somebody to keep an eye on you, and makes me wonder if like there's a slight possibility I might be misremembering things. But I swear I saw like somewhere online that there's like some dialogue that you can get from L at one point, where he implies that he was sent to keep an eye on you by somebody, and he doesn't want to tell you who that somebody is, but he's kind of like an agent that wants to keep an eye on things here. Now that Luxor is dead in the ganglia dusty wind, there is no one who may stand in our way. Shall we not travel the wilds of Mira while our thirst for knowledge still hungers? Not right now, sorry. Most unfortunate. Should you change your mind, we stand willing to join you. I hope I'm not misremembering, but I could have sworn I saw somewhere online that there was some dialogue of his that implied that he was sent to keep an eye on you, to keep an eye on humans at behest of somebody. Who knows who. And then there's like the biggest mystery at the very end of the game when it comes to the planet. Well, I guess the two big mysteries. Yeah, kind of like an agent from Mira is what L might be. But first of all, there's what's going on with us, because the idea, what was revealed at the end there, is it's like, oh, you're not, you know, your consciousness isn't in your body being remotely controlled into the thingamabob. Hey, look, a freaking bot that I'm gonna have to ban like that. But Elma reveals like, oh, it wasn't your bodies that were here and conscious and whatnot that was being transmitted into your mimiosomes remotely like you thought. Instead, your consciousnesses are just stored here in like a database, and that's what's controlling your mimiosomes remotely and such. That's what's going on here, so that the Lifehold can make like new bodies, so that you can be transferred into that, because then you can transport a whole lot more people than if you were transporting physical bodies. But it's revealed in the post-credits sequence that the databases that had all the consciousnesses had been completely destroyed ever since you first crashed on Mira, which meant that there should be no way that all of you are truly alive, and yet somehow you are. Somehow you are, despite the fact that the databases that had your consciousnesses are completely destroyed. So who knows what's going on with that? And then after Lamau was, you know, taken into the freaking DNA goop juice and became the big monster thingamabob that we absolutely shredded, he wakes up on a beach at the end with some mysterious hooded figure coming towards him. I forget what people were calling the hooded figure. They were calling him like the knight or something like that. Like a royal knight kind of thingamabob, I think is what the official name for him was. So, like, first of all, did Lamau wake up as a mimiosome or as a human? Like, was he a true biological human at that point, or was he back to being a robot? You don't know, but you do know that he's alive. And he's never seen again for the rest of this game. Xenoblade Chronicles X as a game itself does not answer that. It's been left as a cliffhanger for the past 7 years. But, you know, a lot of people seem inclined to believe that he had woken up as like a human again, that something happened. We also don't know if that's Mira or if that's somewhere else. Like, maybe if you die on Mira, you wake up somewhere else. And maybe he died on Mira, so he wakes up somewhere else and is greeted by the freaking knight there, or whatever the heck, the hooded figure, who might also be an agent of Mira in some way. Who knows? So that's a really big mystery there. Maybe did Luxor wake up somewhere like that as well, or was that just Lao? Does everybody who dies wake up kind of like that, or what's going on here essentially? Like, what truly is the planet of Mira? But yeah, let's see here. Can talk about what we discussed a while ago, where the conduit is connected to the planet, and that the planet is absorbing parts of other worlds and universes, as trapping them there to absorb their life force, which could potentially happen in Xenoblade 1 and 2 and Xenoblade 3. Maybe. Like, the conduit is never directly brought up in this game, but the pieces of the Lifehold are directly shaped like the conduit, which is a interesting detail, to say the least. I don't know why it'd be like that, but one of the official arts of Mira before the game came out, like one of the concept arts, featured this very tall tower on Mira, and we never get to see this in the actual game. It was part of like one of the early concept arts, but we never actually got to visit it in the game itself. And apparently in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or in like one of the lore thingamabobs, I think it's in a, I think if you got like this artifice figure of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, then it included like this sheet of a bunch of lore, and one of the lore bits that it included was apparently there were originally 3 beanstalks. There were 3 beanstalks that held up the ring that Klaus used in his experiment, and held up the low orbit station and whatnot. So one of the beanstalks is in the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's what the world tree is. That's like the big elevator that brings you up. But you can see on the hologram in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, when it's showing you like the planet and the beanstalk and whatnot, there's only 1 beanstalk there. There isn't 3 of them. It makes you wonder what happened to the other 2. And it's led some people to believe that this idea of like a tower on Mira in their like the early concept arts could well have been one of those beanstalk towers that was like transported to Mira, potentially, and that maybe the Samarians were some of the people from the experiment that were transported to another dimension, because as Luxar says, the Samarians arrived at the dawn of time, and you humans are descendants of Samar, and that's why we have to that's why we have to defeat you, because human DNA is the thing that's like really lethal to us and stuff, and yada yada yada. And apparently the idea of biological weapons is something that came up in Xenogears, interestingly enough. There's all the connections with the Xenoblade games, the Xenosaga, what with like the Zohar and the Conduit and whatnot, that this game kind of has as well, with like all the bits of the life holds shaped like the Conduit / Zohar. But apparently like the whole idea of like biological defenses, I hear is like a Xenogears thing, apparently, which I find really fascinating. Maybe the Conduit is what connects dimension and universes. That's why you're referencing the Conduit. It's a gateway that connects them and could potentially pull them together. Like maybe Mira is a form of the Conduit in some way, or it's where the Conduit is. Like maybe the Conduit's at the heart of the planet. Is this truly a planet? Is it like a pocket dimension that you can't leave, or something like that? Like what could it truly be? I've seen some people guess that Mira is meant to be like an analogy for death in a way, like the last of the humans have already died, and that this is like a purgatory that they're trapped in. And Goetia, was that her name? Goetia? I don't remember. That one bish, when she talks about like, if I didn't know better, I'd think I was dead right now, or something like that, when she remarks about being trapped on the same planet with humans. It makes you wonder, like, are they already dead and this is like a weird afterlife, like a weird purgatory or something like that? But then if you actually die here, what happens to you? Do you wake up somewhere else like Lao? Is it a different dimension? Is it a different world? Where did Lao go? And did he wake up as a human? Or what's going on there? Yeah, like in Future Connected, the final boss theme is called the Conduit's Demise, which makes sense considering that the rift looked like it was pulling things from other dimensions and worlds. Mira could be one of those planets like Ego from Marvel, and it's just trying to survive, where it's like sapping energy or something like that by, you know, bringing a bunch of people here against their will and such. I don't know what that's like in Marvel, so I'm not completely familiar myself. But that's a mystery there. It's absorbing energy from other worlds to keep itself alive, almost like Tales of Arise, maybe. But it also makes you wonder, like, why would the planet want to keep secret what it is? Like with the Professor B side quest, we see that if anybody does want to try and come to the truth of what this planet truly is, they're blocked from doing it. Almost as if the planet or some force related to the planet is stopping them from finding out the answer. There's a lot of unanswered questions with this game. Another one is, who are the ghosts? So at the beginning of the game, during the opening cutscene, when Earth is destroyed, it's destroyed because these 2 alien races are like coming and waging a war, like with like Earth just being caught in like the crossfire, essentially. The 2 forces that were waging this war were the Ganglion and the Ghosts, and very little is known about the Ghosts apart from they were the other alien force that the Ganglion were waging war with at the beginning of the game. But why were the Ganglion waging war with them? Who are the Ghosts really? Apparently, I heard that it seems that the Ghosts were apparently supposed to play like a larger role in the story of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but as development went on, it sounds like their role was like diminished, so they're only really there in the opening cutscene and then never again. And then I think you can hear about them once or twice so that you find out that they are called the Ghosts, but nothing's really known about them, why they were waging war with the Ganglion, why they were waging war right over the planet of Earth. Like, we know why the Gang Clan wanted to destroy humans, because they were descended from Samara, and they're afraid of, like, their human DNA being woken up and them being enslaved again, and yada yada, because that's what Samara did to them. But the ghosts are, like, a very... They're a mystery, essentially. We don't know who the ghosts are, what their motivations are, what really is going on there. Another character that we don't really truly understand is Elma. Like, we know that she is some alien of some sort that came before Earth was attacked and gave Earth the warning that that was coming, as well as giving them Skell technology, the Treon barrier technology that was around the Lifehold. When Luxor was super surprised, like, they are humans, how could they have Treon technology? Nobody should have that outside of the Clue system, or whatever the heck he said. And it was Elma who gave humans that technology. But basically nothing's really known about her. Like, what's her backstory? What's the system that she came from? What is her species? Why did she want to help humans? Basically nothing's known about Elma. She's the closest thing this game has to a protagonist, like the closest thing to a main character. And nothing's really known about her, like much at all. She's a bit of a mystery in the mix as well. So what's going on there? Yeah, let's hear. Because people found out, they were trying to stop it from happening and doesn't want them to find out. Maybe that's what's going on. Xenoblade 3, there's a war going on between 1 and 2, and perhaps the story could go on as if they can't be fighting anymore, and that there's a bigger threat going on making them fight, so they're the first ones to realize it's a mirror and go and try to stop it. Maybe. We don't know what world Xenoblade 2 kind of went through a rift into at the end of it. Like, we can presume that it was the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, which what we know of Xenoblade 3 seems to imply thus far. Like, what we've seen from trailers of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 so far. Like, it seems fairly evident that the worlds of Xenoblade 1 and 2 at least have come together. But the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X and Mira is still a mystery. Like, maybe we'll get some answers with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Like, I know that there were some shots in the trailer of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Like, namely with that ship that did look like Primordia and had, like, some very similar looking kind of rock formations and whatnot. And like, it looked like the shores of Primordia in that one clip of the trailers with the boat and whatnot, which makes me wonder. There is still a lot of Mira unexplored. Like, if I find that one early concept art, for example, like, let's see here, Xenoblade Chronicles X Mira concept art. Let's see here. This image. This was the thing above. Can I view it in like a better resolution or something like that? This is a pretty decent resolution, I guess. Display capture. Let's see here. So this right here was one of the early concept arts for what Mira may look like. And this is where we see like the tower, where some people estimate that that might have been like one of the beanstalks, maybe, that was flung to another dimension. So from what we can see here, it's likely that this is probably NLA, and then we have like Primordia over here. Would this be like Sylvalum or something? Maybe. Like, Sylvalum is supposed to be north of Primordia, past the water, so that might be Sylvalum. Normally here would be Kaldros, but it shows more of like a big crater, like something crash landed here, and a big tower like that. This might be to be Kaldros or something like that, or maybe Oblivia, who knows. But something that this does imply, this concept art here, is that there's a lot of this planet that we still haven't explored yet. Like, if we look at the map, we have like this whole area here, you know, Sylvalum, Kaldros, Noxulum, Primordia, Oblivia, and whatnot, and then the Lifehold is somewhere over here. But there's still a lot that hasn't been explored to this planet yet, is the thing. And it makes you wonder, you know, if maybe after the events of the story in Xenoblade Chronicles X, if maybe the residents of NLA started exploring out more or something like that. Exploring the other sides of the planet that they haven't gotten to yet. Because this should only be like a small part of the overall planet, right? Like, there should still be a whole lot more of the planet to explore. This can't be the whole planet there, you know? So it makes me wonder if the world of Mira is somehow connected there. Like, we know that the worlds of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 came together, but what's the deal with Mira? Would it be connected in some way? What I would freaking lose my mind over is if, like, Lao showed up in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or something like that. If that was the world that he was transported to, and he's, like, this mysterious character there or something like that. Like, imagine meeting him and then meeting, like, the, I forget what people are calling him, but something Knight or something like that. that was approaching him, who I think was also supposed to have like a greater presence in the story as well, but just like the ghost was diminished, I think. I don't remember. It was something strange like that, but there's a lot of unsolved mysteries to this here video game. Like, it ends on such a cliffhanger, as if it's going to be, you know, leading into a sequel or something like that. But, you know, it's been 7 years and we still don't have the answers. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out 2 years after this came out, and it didn't shed any answers on that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 served to, like, wrap up the story that 1 started and, like, encompass it a whole lot better. And 3 seems like it's trying to wrap up the story of 1 and 2, but it makes me wonder if it'll wrap up the story of the Xenoblade Chronicles series in general, if it will find some way to explain Mira in some way, or to, like, connect it to the conduit, maybe. Maybe directly show the connection to the conduit, and how that's related to the whole picture. And why are all the lifehold pieces shaped like the conduit? Is what I wonder. Xenoblade Chronicles X is just one big mystery of a game, and it's just had like a whole bunch of unanswered questions for the past 7 years now. But yeah, the whole setting could still be Mira, but drags pieces of other worlds, which could explain why there's pieces gathered from 1 and 2 and spread out all around. Maybe. Like, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we see, Azurda at the end be like, hold on, we're going through that rift, and he goes through the rift, and that implies that he went to, like, another world or something like that. And for a long time, I presumed that world to be Xenoblade Chronicles 1. But we saw with Future Connected that there was no Xenoblade Chronicles 2 characters or merger yet. Like, there could still have been, you know, Azurda and all the Titans and all the people of, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 arriving in the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 after Future Connected. It's possible, but we didn't see it in Future Connected, so it at least didn't happen at that point yet. And it makes me wonder if, like, Xenoblade 2 didn't merge into the world of Xenoblade 1. What if they merge into the world of Mira, and there's something that happens after the events of Future Connected that merges the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 into the mix as well, and the setting of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is on Mira with the convergence of all these worlds. Because as we've seen from Xenoblade Chronicles X, Mira is a planet that, like, will unwillingly bring people onto it. Like, oh gosh dang, I almost had it there. This is a planet that will unwillingly draw people onto it, and once you're on it, you cannot escape. Like, you're trapped on this planet now. And do you know what I'm just now realizing? What every single race who gets trapped on this planet describes as them discovering the planet is them seeing a bright flash of light, and then they're here. And do you know what we saw in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the end? When Azurda's like, we're going through that rift, is we saw a bright flash of light, and then they were there. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Did they go through to the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X and then the world of Xenoblade 1? It makes me wonder if, like, maybe shortly after the conduit was, you know, sent through another dimension, or like the death of the conduit, as was the name of the final boss of Future Connected. If that being triggered in some way, whatever triggered it, makes me wonder if that makes, like, all the worlds converge together or something like that. If after the death of the conduit, or whatever that theme was called, it led into the convergence of the worlds in some way. Gosh darn it, I've made this jump before. I made it back in 2018 during some, like, 12-hour stream I did, I'm fairly certain. But yeah, there's a lot of connections we all put together. No, the end of Xenoblade 2 was still the same world. The land they found was just all the Titans forming and merging together, but there was, like, a new landmass. Azurda said he was crossing that rift, and then all the fog was gone. The, like, Cloud Sea was gonzo. It makes me feel inclined to believe that it was a new world that they hadn't been in some way. So, it is like, it makes me wonder if all the Titans of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had, like, merged onto some as of yet unseen landmass on Mira, and sometime later, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 gets pulled into it as well. Gosh darn it. Close beam by giving them a gift. That was reviving Pyra / Mithra. Is what that was. Maybe. Or just, I don't know, maybe letting them get through to the other world. Gosh darn it. I don't know. It's, do I have TP? Not really. It's weird. I do hope that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will give us some answers. We know that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is going to, it's going to be the thing that helps wrap up the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2. I just really, really hope that it does give us some answers for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, maybe show, like, it would be crazy if it wound up being Mira or something like that, you know? I'm just gonna get some TP here really quickly. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here pretty soon. But it makes you wonder. It makes you really wonder what's going on here and how this is connected to the overall picture. I'm just gonna get like a bazillion TP here. Now that I've beaten the game, I can get my sword. I just want to do that really quickly. Like, getting my sword is something that I'm probably gonna have to like grind for a decent bit, getting the actual drop that I want. But now that the game is beaten, we can get one of the best swords in the game. You can't get it before beating the game because the tyrant that drops it doesn't actually spawn until you've beaten Chapter 12. So I wanted to get this sword before beating the game, but it wasn't possible. So before I wrap up the stream, I'm just going to really quickly get my sword. It's in this cave. There's a super secret tunnel down here in Noxlum that lets you get, like, one of the most powerful swords in the game. Apparently, it doesn't have the highest base damage in the game, but it's like an ether sword, so you can do even crazier things like that. There's a war going on here, right? There was a war going on between the Ganglion and the Ghosts. Is what there was, like, before the events of the game. That was what destroyed the Earth. I think it's through this cave. That was what destroyed the Earth, was the Ganglion and Ghost War. And then the Ganglion started attacking humans because they were like, well, these guys are descendants of Samar, we have to kill them, you know? Now in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, there's a war going on in it too. It would have to be a different war compared to what's going on here, is the thing. I think it's down this way. I might be wrong. It might be some different path. No, it's this way. It's this way. So there's a Dudo in here that drops like a really good sword. But like I said, he only spawns after you beat the game. He's level 88, Lugal Bondo, the Wanderer King, so he's meant to be pretty tough. He's not meant to be the kind of thing that you can just take down easily, but, you know, I'm freaking busted, so it should be no problemo. So I see no problemo with this, I think. So I'll go ahead and boopity-bop, do that. Boop. Did I miss a bunch of those? How the heck did I miss a bunch of those? What the hell? Okay, my accuracy sucks. Holy crap. Also, he doesn't have the normal Tyrant battle theme. He has a, Dang it! How did I mess that up? This is one of the few Tyrants that has a different battle theme. Wow, I'm missing a bunch of these thingamabobs. Would more of these connect? Oh, jeez. That's actually a little bit concerning then, isn't it? I'm gonna have to read that in a hot second here. So I'm gonna have to do. No! How did I mess it up again? I'm actually so bad at this video game. Wow, my accuracy sucks. Holy crap. Come on, hit him. There we go. I got some hits in at least. Like, I can build up my overdrive just by refreshing the thingamabob a bunch. I can just, like, spam arts to build up my TP and then get, like, the free 15 is what I can do. Huh. I haven't faced this guy in, you know, like, 4 years or something now, at least. No, I wouldn't have done it in 2018. It would have been, like, longer than that then, since the last time I faced this guy. So, like... So... Huh. I wonder what you do to, get your accuracy to not be sucking here, essentially. Wow, you are really dang mean. I thought this was gonna be no problemo. I might stand corrected. I might be standing corrected here. Holy crap. Yeah, I might just be, yeah, let's just keep on refreshing the overdrive to, why can't I do this? Why can't I Ghostwalker? Yeah, we got through chapter 12. This guy wouldn't exist if we hadn't done that. Welcome back, Esper's Eyes. Nia and Melio are both good people, and now they're leaders of those armies and are attacking each other. Well, maybe they haven't met each other properly, and they're a little bit sketched out. Well, Mira planted a seed of influence in them to get them to attack each other or to destroy themselves. Their energy gets absorbed into the planet. If the world of Xenoblade 3 is all the worlds converging onto a Mira, maybe. I mean, like, time will tell. I freaking can't wait for this this upcoming September. I really hope it gives us some X answers. Like, I have a feeling that it probably won't, but I really, really hope it does. Night vision. Also, think offensive stance boosts melee accuracy, and there's a skill that ups accuracy when you have an aura up. Huh. Okay. I should have all the skills in the game, so I can have a look-see at slapping that on. Is what I can do. There, now I have a bazillion TP. let's see here. Physical damage potential, range combos. I won't need that as much if I'm doing more Blossom Dance. So let's see here. Melee accuracy by 12% is what I could always do. I don't know if there's one that boosts it during an aura. Like, I can see here. Like, I have the Thingamabob that boosts my damage when I have an aura and whatnot. Let's see here. Extends over effects. Overdrive duration. No. I'll put on night vision then. 2 BP. I'll have 6 BP now. So I'll see if there's the one while having an aura. Oh, I already have Aura Assault on then. So it does increase accuracy as well. Sure, I'll give it a shot here. I'll give it a bit of a shot. Let me just hop into my Skell again real quick. Wait, Bop. But it has to be, it would make sense with all the connections going on. Maybe. I do like to think that that one shot with the boat in the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 trailer does look kind of like Primordia. I do like to think that. Who knows for certain, but I like to think that it does kind of look like Mira. Wow, I can't switch my weapons while I'm switching, or while I'm swimming. That's interesting. That's interesting there. I was gonna go into the menu to change it to night, but it seems like I don't need to. It switch over on its own. Handy dandy. Alright, let's go ahead and try this again. This is what we shall do. It's boosting my melee accuracy rather than my ranged accuracy for the Aura Assault at least. Which means that I shouldn't struggle too much when it comes to hitting Blossom Dance at least, but okay. Okay. Boobity bop. Yeah, I'm still gonna miss a bunch of those. I'll try to do a bunch of true stream edge. Yeah, I'm still missing. Dang it. Unfortunate. Let's just get some count like that for a hot second. Yeah, a bunch of misses there. Yeah, I can always just like spam arts and yeah, a whole bunch of misses. Spam arts, build up my TP, and refresh my overdrive to you know, be getting count like that is what I can do, since these weapons will give me 15 with that at least. Like that. That's one way to do it. Oh yeah, the clip, I can I'll have a look-see at some point here. Yeah, how about no? Yeah, Celica's staying alive though, because Celica's pretty darn Shnice. Wow, darn you. Does this boost melee accuracy? Yeah, it does. Okay. I should probably put on offensive stance before I forget then. That's what I should probably do. So I can actually hit you. This is what I should do. Boobity bop, offensive stance. So then I'll, oh, here we go. There we go. There, cool. Sweet. Alright. That's how you get Receding Rust. Bewitched Glaive, Receding Rust. So this is a, it has 444 attack. I only had the 2 augments there. Yeah, I'd want to, if I wanted to grind for these a little bit, I'd want to enable my mods that forces them to always drop at least 3 augments. But even then, I would have to, like, grind a decent bit if I want, like, a good Receding Rust with, like, you know, additional effects that I want on there. So, you know, there's the Bewitched Glaive, Receding Rust. Not exactly a good one, but that's how you get it and such, is the thing. So, hey. There's the level ups. I would have totally used that sword against the final boss, but, you know, this guy doesn't spawn until you beat the game, so. So there's that. So there's that. But yeah, I'm really glad that offensive stance boosts melee accuracy and whatnot. But yeah, I forgot you sent me that. Oh yeah, I read the Thingamabob there. What, of like Lao and Malos falling out of their respective mechs, like in sync, comparing them and such. Let's just see here. let's just see here for a hot second. So what do you do here, Kuspa? What is this here?